PJ here once again. I welcome you to the Imaginary Gallery. Today's topic is actually, it's a word of advice, geared towards those of you who have been in an abusive relationship or have just now recently come out of an abusive relationship with a narcissist or other cluster B disordered toxic person. And what that advice is, based on personal experience, is it's not a good idea to share the details of your abusive situation with people you barely know or don't know. It's not a good conversation starter with anyone. This this includes social media as well. For example, you wouldn't want to post on Facebook, "Oh dear, last night I found him in bed with another woman. He's so horrible." Because there are two reasons for this. Number one is that if you were targeted by such a creep, well, chances are you may have some type of predisposition that makes you attractive to these types. And then number two is the narcissist or the toxic cluster B predator is basically a coward. They don't go after the strongest, most self-reliant person in the world. They go after the weak. So if you are sitting there saying, "Oh, I was abused," oh, well, they're going to see you as a prime target because they're not going to feel sorry for you. They're going to think you're perfect for their games if they are such a person. So what I've learned in my experience is that you may actually find yourself dealing with a new person, and after one or two encounters, they're like, oh, calling you every day, texting you every morning, every night, every afternoon, and doing basically the love bombing stage in the idealization phase. And it's important to realize that a lot of times what will happen is these people will try to appeal to you, even if you say, because you might be trapped into saying why you don't want to rush anything really quickly, such as you might have to say, well, I did get involved in an abusive relationship recently, but you might want to keep it really simple. Don't want to give a lot of details, because oftentimes what will happen is this person, if they are a predator, they will try to mirror your situation so you'll feel more comfortable with them. And they may say something to you like, oh, I've been through that same thing. Oh, my ex was just like that. And you may be tempted to think, really? Oh, so you understand. And then you may be tempted to open up even more and like share details. But no, don't. Just ask them for their details, because oftentimes what you'll find is their story's fake, and also it's a contradiction, because if they really were involved in such a severe abusive relationship, you'd wonder, well, why are you so quick to rush me into one then if we barely know each other? And that's a good question, because someone who had been really burned as they're mirroring you wouldn't want to just rush into the next one normally. So it's very important if you've got someone like this that you've met and they're telling you that they are too an abuse victim and they know what it's like and da-da-da, well, get them to talk. Get them to explain exactly what they're feeling. And many times they can tell on themselves as being a fraud, because most of the time, if it's a toxic person, what they end up doing is they relay a story to you about the abuse they supposedly received, but they switched the roles around in their previous relationship. So in the last relationship, they were discovered cheating and finding a new source of supply to replace the old one with, and got dumped before they could get the chance to do it themselves. So what they'll do is turn that story around, and they'll say that they were the one who was victimized and their partner did all the dirty stuff. But the other thing is you can listen to the details of their stories. And I can give you one example that's real life. Someone I had met recently, after like one encounter, immediately wanted to like latch on and suck dry, whatever. But this person had said, oh, I was abused too, and then gave like an account. And one of the accounts was something like this: my ex was so abusive, I had to run and hide, and I found a new place to stay, and he tracked me down. He pounded the door down and came in and strangled me. I had to get a restraining order. Well, that sounds like a great dramatic story, but it leaves something unanswered, a plot hole. You have to ask questions like, well, wait a second, why would your ex track you down and knock your door down and then strangle you? I don't know, he's crazy. See, that's not a valid answer. Because what it turned out for real is The person that I just had met had love bombed some unsuspecting victim, or target is the better word, and moved in with this person right off the bat. And after trust was established, which is phony trust, but shortly afterwards, this person would memorize the PIN for like the ATM card and would take it, basically took all the money out of this person's account, left town, and disappeared and found shelter somewhere else to hide from. Well, people talk, there's social media, there's all kinds of ways to communicate, and the partner who was actually victimized in this case tracked him down, knocked the door down, and strangled him. But see, that's the abuser making himself the victim, which they love to do. They love to twist their own stories around in some cases, or like in this case, they just omitted a few of the most important facts, because I could see personally if someone did that to me, I'd probably hunt them down and strangle them as well and say, give me my money back because it's mine. But that's the way this stuff works. And you would think that someone who knows that you've been in some abusive situation would like back off of you, but no, they go right towards you because you're prime target. Until next time, have a great day.